This segment of Delmarva Life is sponsored by AC Plant and Turf.
You're watching Delmarva Life, and if you haven't heard this yet today, let me be the first to wish you a happy Arbor Day. And we could not be celebrating in a better way because we are here at Pintail Park in Ocean Pines with our friends from AC Plant and Turf, who just planted this willow oak tree. Already looks great. I'm here with Terry Wooters, who is an arborist with AC Plant and Turf. Also, you guys formerly known as Arbor Care, if that's how some folks know you. Well done. Terry, tell me a little bit about willow oak. What kind of a tree is this? Tell me a little bit about it.
So a willow oak is a native tree to our area. That makes it very important. Oak trees already support a ton of wildlife and host over 100 or 450 different species of caterpillars, which birds eat caterpillars, squirrels will eat the acorns. There's going to be a whole team of life. We wanted something more resilient for this area because it is exposed to a lot of wind, salt, flooding. Willow oaks will be able to handle that and root nice and deep and should thrive in this condition. Also, we planted it here specifically to hopefully shade these two other understory trees, which are a serviceberry and a fringe tree back there, also native trees.
And is that something that you guys kind of focus on with people if they want to plant trees or plants that it should be trees or plants that are native to the area?
I think what's more important is something that can grow there. Ideally, just covering the soil surface with life is better than nothing. So native if you can, otherwise, do what's going to be able to grow there.
Gotcha. Now here's the deal. We got to actually watch you guys plant this tree, and there was a lot of steps, far more than I would have imagined. Can you kind of walk us through the process?
Yeah, first we can go over like the major steps, like loosening the roots around the root ball so they can establish easier, making sure the top of the root ball is at or slightly above the soil surface so you're not adding soil to those roots and suffocating them. Those are the major ones.
Yeah.
We went a little more in depth.
Sure did.
We did a root drench with a soil inoculant of mycorrhizae or beneficial microbes that will help this tree establish. It'll make nutrients more available. As we started backfilling the soil back in, we were mixing a leaf compost, a biochar within that soil, and ideally creating about a 5% mixture of the soil amendments to the soil. So from there, we were watering the soil in, making sure there's good root to soil contact. After that, when the soil was all in place, we made sure the root flare of the tree was exposed. We want those exposed because that's where a lot of gas exchange occurs. After that, we put about an inch or two of mulch around the tree and made sure not to pile it up against the trunk to leave that root flare exposed.
Yeah, a lot of steps, like I mentioned. Yeah. And I love this because, I've talked to you guys before about what you do, but you can really see that you guys treat everything you do with the utmost care and you make sure that these plants and trees have what they need. One question is, how big is this going to get?
That's going to get about 30 feet tall.
Wow.
Yeah, which is relatively small for an oak tree.
Okay.
Being closer to the bay, the ocean, trees typically don't grow as tall. It might not get to 30 feet. With the heck of a job we just did, it might get, another 10 feet taller than 30. So.
Let's go. I love it. I love the confidence there. That's it. And are we concerned about pests, diseases with this?
Yeah, even though it's a native tree, willow oaks are susceptible to multiple species of scale. You have Lacanium scale, obscure scale. They're also susceptible to diseases that can cause cankers and decay in the trunk. Some pests are likely to show up anyway just because they're going to be taking advantage of a native tree that they're used to feeding on.
And so you guys will come back and check this thing out every so often?
Correct. Yeah, we'll probably do some fertilizations yearly and then maybe even some preventative horticultural oil treatments, which will protect from scale, spider mites, lace bugs that feed on oaks.
Makes sense. Now, as an arborist, what does this day, Arbor Day, mean to you?
Oh, Arbor Day is great because it kind of marks for people. This is about when we see our last frosts. So it's about the safest time to plant a tree. Fall is often a better time to plant trees, even into December. But Arbor Day is a great day to kind of kick off spring for real. Plants are growing, pests are starting to emerge. It's a good way of getting people focused on tree health, how they can get outside and improve their little environment around their house. A great way to just enjoy the beautiful spring weather. So
That's it. I think you just inspired a lot of people today, Terry, so well done.
thank you.
All right, thank you so much, and I can't wait to see how big this thing gets. Let's go. All right, Delmarva Life will be right back.